Barry Gibb, now in his late 70s, continues to stand as one of the most influential figures in popular music, and recent reflections attributed to him have drawn attention to his long relationship with fellow British icon Cliff Richard. The story, often framed as a, quote, final truth, is less about revelation and more about admiration shaped by decades of parallel careers. Gibb's journey from a gifted child in a musical family to global superstardom with the Bee Gees placed him in rare company, where few artists remain active and reflective after such a long span in the industry. In revisiting his life, he has often spoken about respect, endurance, and the importance of artistic integrity. His comments regarding Cliff Richard are understood in this context, highlighting mutual admiration rather than controversy. Both men emerged from the British music scene of the 1960s and navigated shifting cultural tides, maintaining careers that spanned generations. This reflection brings forward themes of survival, friendship, and the quiet understanding shared between artists who have witnessed the extremes of fame, loss, and reinvention across decades of musical history. Their stories continue to resonate with audiences who value authenticity, resilience, and enduring musical excellence today. Worldwide listeners. Early life and musical foundations. Barry Gibb was born on the Isle of Man into a household where music quickly became a defining force, shaping his earliest memories and ambitions. Raised alongside his siblings in a family that valued creativity, he was exposed to harmony and songwriting at a very young age. The Gibb family later relocated between England and Australia, a move that broadened Barry's exposure to different cultural influences and musical scenes. During his formative years in Manchester and later in Queensland, he began experimenting with lyrics and melodies, often performing with his younger brothers, Maurice and Robin. These early collaborations revealed a natural synergy between the siblings, setting the foundation for what would eventually become one of the most successful musical groups in history. Barry's early interest in storytelling through song distinguished him even before professional recognition arrived. He absorbed influences from radio, church music, and emerging pop trends, blending them into a developing personal style. These experiences helped him refine his sense of composition and vocal arrangement, preparing him for the global stage that awaited him in later years with the Bee Gees and beyond. His childhood environment nurtured discipline, curiosity, and a lifelong devotion to songwriting craft and performance artistry. Formation of the Bee Gees and early breakthrough. The Bee Gees emerged from the close bond between the Gibb brothers, whose shared musical instincts quickly set them apart from other aspiring groups of the time. Initially performing in small venues in Australia, Barry, Robin, and Maurice developed a distinctive vocal harmony style that would become their trademark. Their early performances were marked by emotional delivery and carefully crafted songwriting that belied their young age. As their reputation grew, they attracted the attention of industry figures who recognized their potential for international success. A pivotal moment came when they were encouraged to return to England, where the evolving British pop scene offered greater opportunities for exposure. Once back in the UK, the brothers began refining their sound, blending pop sensibilities with orchestral arrangements and lyrical storytelling. Their breakthrough into mainstream recognition came with a series of hit singles that showcased Barry's leadership in songwriting and vocal arrangement. This period established the foundation for their enduring global influence and set the stage for their transformation into one of the most successful acts in modern music history. Their early chart success helped define a new era of pop music that resonated across international audiences for decades afterward, and cultural influence globally. Rise to global stardom and 1970s success. By the late 1960s and throughout the 1970s, the Bee Gees had ascended to global superstardom, becoming one of the defining acts of their era. Their ability to adapt to changing musical landscapes allowed them to remain relevant while many contemporaries faded from prominence. During this period, Barry Gibb's leadership in songwriting became increasingly evident as he crafted emotionally rich ballads alongside more rhythm-driven compositions. The group's sound evolved significantly, culminating in their association with the disco movement that reshaped popular music culture worldwide. Their contributions to major film soundtracks and chart-topping singles solidified their place in music history. The Bee Gees' work on projects associated with the disco era brought them unprecedented commercial success and cultural visibility, making them household names across continents. Barry's distinctive falsetto and melodic instincts became central to their identity, influencing countless artists who followed. This era represented both artistic peak and global recognition, marking the Bee Gees as one of the most successful musical groups of all time. It also established Barry Gibb as a leading creative force in modern music, shaping trends that continued to influence pop production and songwriting techniques long after the decade ended into future generations globally, across generations still. Songwriting, success beyond the Bee Gees. Barry Gibb's influence extended far beyond his work with the Bee Gees, as he became a highly respected songwriter and producer for other major artists across the music industry. His ability to craft emotionally resonant lyrics and memorable melodies made him a sought-after collaborator. Over the years, he contributed to numerous successful projects, helping shape songs that became international hits. His collaborations included work with globally recognized performers, demonstrating his versatility across genres such as pop, soul, and country-influenced ballads. These projects showcased his adaptability and deep understanding of musical storytelling, allowing him to remain relevant even as musical trends shifted dramatically. Barry's songwriting often emphasized emotional authenticity, blending personal insight with universal themes that resonated widely with audiences. His work during this phase of his career further cemented his reputation as one of the most accomplished composers in modern music history, influencing generations of artists who studied his techniques and sought to emulate his distinctive style. His reputation grew not only as a performer, but also as a behind-the-scenes architect of modern pop sound, shaping careers and defining the emotional tone of countless recordings across decades of evolving music production in global music industry influence and cultural legacy impact today. Loss, tragedy, and personal resilience. Barry Gibb's life and career have also been marked by profound personal tragedy, particularly the loss of his brothers Maurice, Robin, and Andy Gibb. These events deeply affected him, both emotionally and creatively, as each brother had been integral to his musical identity and shared journey. The passing of Maurice in 2003 and Robin in 2012, along with Andy's earlier death in 1988, represented not only family losses but the gradual fading of the Bee Gees' original unity. Despite these heartbreaks, Barry continued to perform and create music, often describing his work as a way of maintaining a spiritual connection with his siblings. He has spoken about feeling their presence during performances, suggesting that music serves as a bridge between memory and legacy. These experiences shaped a more reflective and introspective phase in his life, influencing his later compositions and public appearances. His resilience in the face of repeated personal loss has been widely recognized, demonstrating his ability to transform grief into enduring artistic expression. This enduring strength has contributed to his reputation as both an artist and a survivor whose music continues to carry emotional depth and historical significance for audiences worldwide across generations of listeners and fans globally. Artistic evolution in later years. Barry Gibb's later career has been characterized by continued artistic evolution and a more introspective approach to music making. After decades of global success, he shifted toward projects that emphasized personal expression and reflection. His solo work demonstrated a mature perspective, blending his signature melodic style with themes of memory, loss, and endurance. Albums released in his later years showcased a more restrained yet emotionally powerful sound, highlighting his ability to adapt while remaining true to his artistic identity. Rather than chasing commercial trends, he focused on authenticity and storytelling, reinforcing his legacy as a songwriter of enduring significance. Live performances during this period often carried a nostalgic quality, connecting audiences with the long history of his music. Barry's continued presence in the industry also served as a bridge between generations of listeners, introducing younger audiences to the legacy of the Bee Gees while maintaining relevance in contemporary culture. His ongoing influence reflects a rare continuity in popular music, where an artist remains active and respected across multiple eras, adapting to change while preserving the core emotional elements that defined his earliest work and sustained his long-standing global appeal throughout decades of musical evolution and influence worldwide across generations today still. The cultural impact of the Bee Gees. Barry Gibb and the Bee Gees left an indelible mark on global culture, shaping not only the sound of their era, but also the evolution of popular music as a whole. Their influence extended across genres, inspiring artists in pop, disco, soul, and contemporary music production. The group's ability to reinvent themselves, while maintaining a distinctive identity, allowed them to remain relevant across multiple decades. Their contributions to film soundtracks and global charts helped define a cultural moment that continues to resonate with audiences today. Barry's leadership in songwriting and vocal arrangement played a central role in this impact, as his creative vision guided the group through shifting musical landscapes. The Bee Gees became symbols of artistic adaptability and commercial success, demonstrating how innovation and emotional depth could coexist in mainstream music. Their legacy continues to be celebrated through awards, tributes, and continued airplay across generations. Their enduring presence in music history underscores the power of collaboration, innovation, and emotional storytelling in shaping global entertainment and influencing generations of artists and listeners across changing cultural landscapes. Continuing relevance reflects their timeless appeal and artistic excellence in modern musical culture today, across global audiences everywhere, and continuing cultural impact still today. Recognition, honors, and industry awards. Barry Gibb's extraordinary contributions to music have been widely recognized through numerous awards, honors, and institutional acknowledgments. Over the course of his career, he has been inducted into several prestigious halls of fame, reflecting his influence as both a performer and songwriter. These accolades highlight not only his commercial success but also his artistic impact on global music culture. In addition to group achievements with the Bee Gees, Barry has received individual recognition for his songwriting and production work. His knighthood further underscores his contributions to the arts and his lasting cultural significance. Industry peers and critics alike have consistently praised his ability to craft timeless music that transcends generational boundaries. These honors serve as a testament to his enduring legacy and the respect he commands within the global music community. Beyond formal awards, his influence is also evident in the continued admiration of fans and the widespread use of his music in various media. His achievements highlight a rare combination of commercial success, artistic credibility, and long-term cultural relevance that few artists in modern history have been able to sustain across decades of evolving musical landscapes in global music industry history and global culture impact. Recognized worldwide for lasting influence in music industry history and global culture impact. Personal life, marriage, and family. Barry Gibb's personal life has played a significant role in shaping both his emotional world and his artistic output. His early marriage to Maureen Bates occurred during the formative years of the Bee Gees, a period marked by rapid professional growth and increasing public attention. Although the relationship was relatively brief, it reflected the challenges of balancing young love with the demands of a rising global career. Later, his marriage to Linda Gray became a defining and enduring partnership, providing stability throughout decades of fame, loss, and artistic change. Linda's presence in his life has often been described as grounding, offering emotional support during some of his most difficult periods. Together, they built a large family and maintained a relatively private home life despite the pressures of celebrity. Their relationship has been characterized by mutual respect, loyalty, and long-term commitment, standing out in an industry often marked by short-lived relationships. Barry has frequently acknowledged the importance of family as a source of strength and inspiration throughout his career. His family life remains central to his identity, providing continuity and emotional balance throughout decades of international fame and personal challenges within the music industry and creative longevity sustained over time still. Reflections on Cliff Richard and Mutual Respect. Barry Gibb's reflections on Cliff Richard highlight a relationship built on mutual respect rather than constant personal interaction. Both artists emerged from the same broad era of British pop music and experienced parallel careers that occasionally intersected but largely evolved in different directions. Gibb has often expressed admiration for Cliff Richard's consistency, moral conviction, and ability to maintain a stable public image throughout decades of fame. He has described Cliff as someone who remained true to his values despite changing industry pressures and shifting cultural expectations. Their connection is characterized more by professional recognition than close friendship, yet it carries a deep sense of appreciation rooted in shared experience. Barry's comments emphasize the importance of longevity in the music industry and the rare ability to sustain both relevance and integrity over time. In reflecting on Cliff Richard, he underscores the idea that success in music is not only measured by commercial achievement, but also by personal authenticity and endurance. This perspective reflects a broader understanding of the music industry as a space where artistic integrity and long-term resilience often matter as much as popularity or chart performance in defining a lasting legacy across decades of cultural evolution and change globally. Enduring legacy and final reflection. Barry Gibb's legacy remains one of the most remarkable in modern music history, defined by creativity, resilience, and an extraordinary ability to adapt across decades of change. From his early beginnings in a musical family to global superstardom with the Bee Gees, his journey reflects both artistic brilliance and personal endurance. His influence extends far beyond his own performances, shaping the work of countless artists and contributing to the evolution of popular music worldwide. The emotional depth of his songwriting, combined with his distinctive vocal style, has left a lasting imprint on multiple generations of listeners. His reflections on fellow artists such as Cliff Richard further emphasize the values he associates with longevity in music, integrity, authenticity, and commitment to craft. As he continues to be celebrated in later life, Barry Gibb stands not only as a performer, but as a cultural figure whose work has transcended time and genre. His story is ultimately one of survival, creativity, and enduring impact on global musical culture. His contributions continue to inspire both established and emerging artists, ensuring his influence remains deeply embedded in the fabric of modern music history and cultural expression. Resonating across audiences worldwide today and future generations still,